everybody? Happy Horror Tuesday from Horror with Blaze. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good work day. And if we work from home, I hope the same as well. I'm going to go ahead and do a movie for sort of like tough guy movies of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Alright, so let's get started. First one I have is Mean Streets, starring Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro. It's a gangster-based film. The two characters, the Harvey Keitel character and the Robert De Niro character, ain't necessarily mobsters. They hang around a bunch of wise guys. Pretty good film. Harvey Keitel is the lead. Robert De Niro is the supporting actor. At some point in time, we all know that Robert De Niro becomes a big name, especially in the mobster gangster films. All right, next up we got another film starring Robert De Niro. It's a Martin Scorsese film, and that's Taxi Driver. If you haven't seen this film, oh, check it out, buddy. I love Scorsese's earliest films. I like one of the newer ones he did, The Irishman. But I don't think it had the same Scorsese directing and so forth quality. Next up we have another classic starring Robert De Niro. And that's Once Upon a Time in America. Another great gangster movie. It's a long movie, but it's a great gangster movie. Also have James Woods as a supporting actor in this. William Forsythe. Danny Aiello. Next up we have Red Heat, starring Jim Belushi and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Another great film. Next up we have an 80s classic, one of my favorites. And I remember, I grew up in South Brooklyn, and I remember when I was younger that the street gangs were like they were in this movie. And that's The Warriors. Filmed in Coney Island, Brooklyn, and various other places around New York City in the 5 boroughs. Very cool movie. Next up we got The Pope of Greenwich Village, starring Mickey Rourke, Eric Roberts. Another similar gangster based film, but the two lead characters, Mickey Rourke and Eric Roberts, more or less hang around mobsters and so forth, the mobsters' kids. So they're just hustlers, regular neighborhood hustlers, not gangsters. Next up, we got The Legend. We got Bruce Lee in The Chinese Connection. Very cool. Next up, we got one of the earlier John Carpenter film, Assault on Precinct 13. Very cool. Next up, we got an earlier film, Kelly's Heroes, and that's starring Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Don Rickles, Carol O'Connor, and then Donald Sutherland. Kelly's Heroes. That's a cool war movie. Next up, I believe we're going to jump to the 90s. And that's Chow Yun-fat, Mira Sorvino, and the Replacement Killers. This is a great shoot-'em-up film right here. Both of them, even her. But she's handy with the guns. Alright, so next up we got Clint Eastwood again. The Outlaw Josie Wales. All you cowboy and western fans. We got another legend in the martial arts field. Street Fighter, starring Sonny Chiba. You know, Tarantino favors Sonny Chiba. He's a big fan of him. True Romance, that script that he wrote, the movie, goes into high detail about Sonny Chiba's background. Next up, we got Christopher Walken, another Hollywood legend. King of New York. Now that's a great inner city mobster, drug dealing, cartel type film. Next up, I got two classics from another legend of Hollywood. Charles Bronson in Death Wish. And Death Wish, The Face of Death. The Face of Death, that's a cool one, man. There's some sad scenes that, you know, some of these tough guys like to hurt women, and they have those type of scenes in this movie. But old Charlie gets them. Next up, we got an Al Pacino classic, Carlito's Way. A lot of these scenes were filmed in the neighborhood, around the neighborhood I grew up in South Brooklyn. 3rd Avenue, 2nd Avenue. Very cool. Next up, we have Fred Williamson and George Eastman. Warriors of the Wasteland, apocalyptic type movie. This dude's a classic right here. He's got a lot of cool films he appeared in. Last but not least, and I'm probably going to do a follow-up of number 2, number 3, and probably number 14 by the time I'm done, because I do know on my store stock, I think I have several bins of unposted action hero movie, gangster movies, and so forth. So I think I'm going to break them out. I might even do a video on pulling them out of my closet and going through them. So next up, we got an action-packed double feature. We have Paul Winfield starring in Gordon's War, and William DeVoe and Gregory Hines, Off Limits. Double feature. Both very cool films. Very cool. This movie right here, these guys get out of Nam, go back to their old neighborhood, go home. And it's they got a lot of drug dealers now in the neighborhood, so they go around manipulating things, playing them. It's really not like they're going after and shooting them down and stuff like that. They're messing up their businesses. Good times. All right, so once again, thank you for viewing my content. Have a safe and lovely Horror Tuesday. And I'll be back with several more videos today. I may be doing one on earliest 90s witch covenant type film. These 4 friends. One of the girls is new. She moves to the town or whatever. And they get into magic. I don't want to say the name right now, but I'll share it with you guys later. Feel free to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button to check out you'll be notified when I post new videos. Anything else?